Welcome back, students, in the series of online classes. Today, I am going to start a new chapter, that is complex numbers and quadratic equations. Students, today in this video, I am going to discuss some basic things, fundamental things, or basic terms related to complex numbers, so that you can understand it well and apply in the solving problem. So before we start the complex number, let's we revise some number system. Students, as you have studied in your previous class, that number system consists of real number. Mainly you have read about the real number, natural number, whole number, integers, rational, irrational. These all are the part of a real number. But there is one another number also, that is called imaginary number. Imaginary number are those number which imaginary number are those number, a number whose a square is negative. The number whose a square is negative is known as imaginary number. Like, for example, under root minus 1, under root minus 2, etc. So when you will square this under root minus 1, then you will get minus 1. And this is negative number. So the number whose square is negative is known as imaginary number, which is being introduced to you in this class. Before it, you have not learned about this number. Now we used a symbol for under root minus 1. Under root minus 1 is denoted by Greek letter I, that is called iota. I is the symbol of imaginary number, which is read as iota. Now the powers of I. The powers of I as I square is equal to minus 1, because you know that I is taken as under root minus 1. The value of I is taken as under root minus 1. This is the value of I. I equals to under root minus 1. So obviously I square will be minus 1 and I cube will be equal to minus I, and value of I4 will be equal to 1, and so on. You can find the value of I for any indices, any power. Now an important result is that for any two real numbers, a and b, under root a into under root b will be equal to under root ab. This is true only when at least one of a and b is either 0 or positive. It means that under root a into under root b will be equal to under root ab only when any one out of a or b is either 0. When you take a equals to 0, then its product will be 0, and in right side also it will be 0, or any one taken as positive integer. But in case of what will happen, in case of negative, take under root minus a into under root minus b. That can be written like iota under root a, because this minus 1 can be replaced by I square a, and a square root of I square will become I. So we have I under root a into I under root b. Similarly, when you multiply it, you will got I square under root ab, and value of I square, as you know, that minus 1. So it will be minus under root ab, where a and b are negative real numbers. Now, complex number. What is complex number? Any number of the form x plus iy. Now, complex number. Any number of the form x plus iy, where x and y are real numbers and I equals to under root of minus 1, is called a complex number. It is denoted by z. Or similarly, you may call complex number is the combination of real number and imaginary number. And symbol of complex number used is z. Z denotes the complex number. So the complex number has two parts. One part without I is called real part, and one part with having I is called imaginary part. So in the complex number z equals to x plus iy, x is real part of z and y is the real part of imaginary part of z. So here we write real part like this symbol, Re of z, real part of z, complex number, equals to x, which is real part of z, and imaginary of z equals to y, which is imaginary part of z. In such way we write it. Now note, every real number is a complex number. Every real number is a complex number if a belongs to real number. A is a real number. It can be written as a equals to a plus I0. This is in the complex number form. So we can express every real number as in the form of a complex number. But every complex number is not a real number. So remember it. Now, purely real and purely imaginary numbers. In which circumstances a complex number becomes purely real number and purely imaginary number. So complex number z, any complex number z, is said to be purely real if its imaginary part of z equals to 0. That is, when the imaginary part of a complex number becomes 0, then that such a number is called purely real number. And purely imaginary number, if real part of complex number becomes 0. It means any complex number whose real part is 0, then that number is called purely imaginary number. And any complex number whose imaginary part is 0 is known as purely real number. So this is the definition of purely real number and purely imaginary number. Now, next topic is conjugate of a complex number. What does you mean by conjugate of a complex number? The conjugate of a complex number z denoted by z bar. There is a line over z, we read it z bar, is the complex number obtained by changing the sign of imaginary parts of z. That is, if z equals to a plus ib be a complex number, then the conjugate of z, that is z bar, will be equal to a minus ib. While we write the conjugate of a complex number, you have to change, you have to opposite the sign of imaginary part of the complex number only. The sign of real part will be same, only the sign of imaginary parts will be changed. So, a minus ib is the conjugate of a plus ib, or you may also call a plus ib is the conjugate of a minus ib, and conjugate is represented by z bar. There a linear bracket over complex number z. In such manner, we represent the conjugate of a complex number. So, this is the term conjugate of complex number. Now, next thing is modulus of a complex number. How we can find the modulus of a complex number? The modulus of a complex number z, a plus ib, denoted by mod z. This is the symbol of mod, and is defined as mod of z equals to under root a square plus b square. It means that modulus of a conjugate number is the square root of a square of real part plus a square of imaginary part. It means that modulus of a complex number equals to a square root of a sum of a squares of its real part and imaginary part. Now let's see the sum, difference and product of a complex number. How can we obtain the sum, the product, the difference of two complex numbers? For any complex numbers, see z1 equals to a plus ib and take z2 equals to c plus id. When you add it together, that is z1 plus z2, then real part will be a plus ib plus c plus id, which will be equal to a plus c plus I into b plus d. It means that when you add two complex numbers, then real part will be added to real part and imaginary part will be added to imaginary part. That is a plus c plus I b plus d, which is itself a complex number. It means that sum of two complex number is complex number. This is the closure property. Now in difference, when you find z1 minus z2, then a plus ib minus c plus id. So when you solve it together, then you will have a minus c plus I into b minus d. So in subtraction also, when you find the difference of two complex numbers, then you have to subtract the real from real and imaginary part from imaginary part. That is a minus c plus I into b minus d. Now next, the product of two complex number. Suppose z1 into z2. Now we are multiplying two complex number z1 into z2. z1 is a plus ib into z2 is c plus id. So when you multiply together, then you will got ac minus bd plus I into AD minus BC. So this is also a complex number. So you can see that complex number shows its closure property in addition, in subtraction, in multiplication. Now some properties of complex number. What are the properties of a complex number? First, a real number can never be equal to an imaginary number. Real number and imaginary number are two different things. They are never equal to each other. Real number is never equal to imaginary number. Second property, if a plus ib equals to 0, it means any complex number is equal to 0. It means that its real part and imaginary part, both part must be 0. So if a plus ib equals to 0, then its real part a is equal to 0 and imaginary part b is also 0. Now third, two complex numbers are equal only when their real and imaginary parts are respectively separately equal. It means that two complex numbers are equal when their real parts and imaginary parts separately equal. Let's take an example, that is, if a plus ib equals to c plus id are two complex number and they are equal. So they will equal only when a equals to c, that is real part is equal to real part. Real part of one complex number is equal to real part of another complex number. And b equals to d. b equals to d means imaginary part of one complex number is equal to imaginary parts of another complex number. In that circumstances only, two complex number are said to be equal. Now next, if z is a complex number, then following property we have: conjugate of z, that is z bar, is also a z. Z means it is a complex number. That is, conjugate of a complex number is also a complex number. And when you add a complex number with its conjugate, then you will got real number. That is, z plus z bar is always real. And third, when you subtract a conjugate from a complex number, then either it is 0 or imaginary number. It means when you subtract a conjugate of a complex number from complex number, then its value will become either 0 or imaginary number. That is, z minus z bar equals to 0. Similarly, when you add z plus z bar, that is the sum of a complex number and its conjugate, then it becomes twice of its real part of complex number. that will become twice of real part of complex number z. And when you subtract conjugate of a complex number from the complex number, that is z minus z bar, then its value will be twice of imaginary part of z. Then it becomes twice the imaginary part of z. And product of complex number and its conjugate is equal to modulus square of the modulus of complex number. That is z into z bar is equal to modulus of z square. Therefore, z into z bar is always a real. It is not imaginary. Their imaginary parts will be not. If z1 and z2 are complex numbers, then the following result establishes: conjugate of z1 plus z2 is equal to conjugate of z1 plus conjugate of z2. These all results you may verify. Second, conjugate of z1 minus z2 is equal to conjugate of z1 minus conjugate of z2. Now third, conjugate of z1 into z2 equals to conjugate of z1 into conjugate of z2. Thereafter, modulus of z1 into z2 equals to modulus of z1 into modulus of z2. These following results are established by the two complex numbers. For any complex numbers z, if modulus of z equals to 0, it means that z equals to 0. It means any complex number whose absolute value is equal to 0, it means the complex number will be 0. The sum and product of two complex numbers are real if and only if they are conjugate of each other, which we have established the relation earlier. That is, the sum of conjugate number, conjugate of complex number and complex number is twice of real if and only if when you add a complex number to its conjugate, then you get the only twice of real part of the complex number. So these are some basic property of complex number which we need to know before starting to solve the sums related to complex number